Hello and welcome back to another personal development series. Today we're on number 30. For some reason when I hit a 10 it's kind of exciting. So today is number 30. This today's topic is kind of about daydreaming and thinking that others have it easier, or if something changes life would be so much easier. And just kind of my thoughts on that, and how I am have to remember to realize that I know better. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it'll make sense when I start talking though. So when I go on long drives, I will sometimes feel kind of chatty, slash usually feel kind of chatty. And so I just turn on the recorder on my phone and just talk. And so that's what I did when I went to Salem last weekend. It's actually on the way back. I just got kind of chatty, and realized things that I'm dealing with. It's kind of like a verbal journaling that I can go back through. So I just kind of realize things that I'm dealing with, or thoughts or beliefs that I have, and what I actually want to think instead, or depending on what's going on. So I've been daydreaming a lot lately. I know one of the things that I've talked about in I think it was 2 videos ago, and I'll link that below, is some of the things I'm working on, and one of them is getting out of bed in the morning. Which I'm still kind of working on, but getting a little bit better at. So, because I will just lay there for literally hours, and I'll just daydream about stuff, and I daydream about stuff during the day, and I get distracted when working, just daydream about stuff. My mind just wanders, and it will have certain things that it wanders to, and certain kind of daydreams that it goes back to. But I've been doing that a lot lately. And so I was kind of why am I doing this? And my initial thought is I'm doing this to distract myself from my life. Um, I'm not quite sure if that's actually true, but that's my first thought, and I think that's kind of partially true. But then I'm why do I want to distract myself from my life? Yes, I do live with my sister and her boyfriend and a baby, and it's not perfect. I live in somebody else's home. I certainly work quite a bit, but I enjoy the jobs that I do. I enjoy being here with my sister and my niece, and her boyfriend's fine. We haven't really connected, but he's fine. He's not a bad person. I don't dislike him or anything. So it's I don't not like my life. I don't hate my life. I think my life is actually it's pretty okay. It's pretty okay. I've definitely been in worse spots. I still feel really good mentally. So it's good. Um, so why would I want to distract myself? And then I'm well, sometimes I think about living on my own again, or some of the ideas that I have for work that would, instead of the work that I'm doing now, which again I do enjoy my job, so I'm not trying to get away from those, but something that would be more long term. um and so I just kind of picture that, which I think is good to have a vision of where you want to go. But when you're thinking of that and all these different situations for hours, that's a little bit too much. But then I also I'll sometimes have these thoughts of when I live on my own again, this will be better, or if I have this work instead, this will be better, if this then that. And that's not the case, and I know that's not the case, and I have to actively remind myself that's not the case. I have problems now, I have things to work on now, I have room for improvement now, and if I live on my own again, I will then have problems again. I have lived on my own, I did for 4.5 years, and there were times where I dealt with a lot of paranoia, and it would take me hours to fall asleep because I'd be freaking out about every little noise in the apartment complex, or in my room, or outside, or whatever. So I would just have different problems. Life is not perfect when one thing changes. First of all, life is never gonna be perfect. This is something I've also talked about in another video. There's imperfect in the perfect, and I can link that one below too. But one thing changing does not make everything change and make life fabulous. It just changes that one thing, and then other things come up. This happens a lot. I think a lot of people talk about this with income. Just because you all of a sudden have more money doesn't mean you have less problems. Sure, maybe you can pay off the debt that you have, but then a lot of people with more money than you have debt. They have debt, they have problems, they have struggles, they're not happy, whatever. It doesn't equal blissful life, just one thing. And some, people with like more money don't necessarily have it easier. People with less money don't necessarily have it harder. Like, it's all different. Everybody's dealing with their own struggles. Every situation is going to bring its own set of trials. Like, I have to remind myself of this all the time, even though I know it. Like, I had this thought of, when this happens, like, if I live on my own again, I won't have all these problems. And, like, yeah, that might be true, but I'm probably going to have all these other problems, or I'm going to have things that, like, I can't even anticipate. And so that's something that, like, I actively tell myself when I realize, because sometimes I just daydream and it's like fantasy world, like it's just not even going to be a thing, right? But when I'm daydreaming about like a future life and like how good things are going to be, what you're going to think can be good, if that's more of like, sitting 5 minutes and like envisioning your life and like having a goal and having a path to go towards or go down. But when it's just like forever, for like all day or a lot of the day, I really just have to be like, I live here. I live here. I live now. I can create that life. I can absolutely like be that version of myself and like grow to that person. But I have to do that by getting up and by working and by like actually taking action steps to move in that direction. And just because I get there does not all of a sudden mean that like everything is fixed and life is great and I just go on the rest of my life in this like pure bliss and like everything's really smooth and fabulous. There will be other struggles that I will come up against, other growth opportunities that I find in myself. Like, I tell myself this. I have to tell myself this. Like, it does not equal everything. It just is progress or growth or whatever, however I want to word it at the time. So something I have to think about is like, sometimes, you get those thoughts like, if this, then this, and like everything's fabulous. Like, no, if this, then maybe that, and other things. Like, other things are gonna come up. I don't know, I feel like this was gonna have like a better ending than it did. But that's my thing. Like, that's something that I've realized, and I think a lot of people do this, and I'm not quite sure like how to talk to people about like, hey, if you all of a sudden all these things happen for you and life is magical, something else is gonna come along. Like, it can be magical for like a week, and then like you're gonna like want more, or you're gonna find other growth opportunities, or like something is gonna happen that's gonna like knock you back down. Like, I'm not quite like I'm a little bit better with my sister now because I've said it quite a few times. One of the things she talks about quite a bit is like money and debt, and I'm like, well, if you get there, like you're just gonna have other problems, right? Like, you're just essentially gonna be replacing one problem for another. I don't know. Maybe there's a point where you can get to in like personal growth, or like releasing the ego or whatever, where like that goes away. But I don't know if that. Certainly not even close to anything like that. So you're just, there's always going to be something more. And so I don't know, I've like told people that like people with more money have problems. It's usually money that people like complain about. They have problems too. They can have debt too. They just have more stuff. Maybe for a little bit they like paid off their debt, but then like now they have more again. Like, there's always gonna be something else. And so that's kind of helped me, and again, I still have to remind myself of this like every time I catch myself. But that's kind of helped me too to just like appreciate the seasons that I'm in. Like, this is my life right now. I work 2 jobs. I write poetry sometimes. I film videos. I live in somebody else's home. I'm sometimes like babysitting a niece, or have to deal with her like crying and like hear her crying in the background. Or it takes me a little bit longer to fall asleep if she's awake and really fussy. Like, or she wakes me up in the morning. Like, that this is my season of life. And so even though I do have to remind myself that like different seasons come with their own challenges, and a new season that may get rid of these challenges is going to come with its own challenges. It also has helped me to just like accept that this is where I'm at and appreciate what I do have. Like, I'm really glad that I've been able to secure 2 jobs and I can pay all of my bills. Like, that's fantastic. And have that kind of like, I do have to write gratitude lists. It's really helpful for me, but it just like remembering and telling myself whenever I catch myself that like different seasons come with different challenges has helped me to appreciate where I'm at, where I've been, what I've learned, and still also just have a little bit of like, you know, looking forward to the future, but not like I want that and everything is over there. Like everything is right here. It's already right here. There's just different things over there. And that's still a place I'd like to go, but my everything is right here. So anyways, I hope that made sense. I don't know if I necessarily had a course for it, but I don't know. I hope that made sense to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, or anything in the comments, because I could definitely try to explain a little bit better than that, or answer them. So that was that, and I have to go to work. So I will see you guys next week. Have a good day. Have a great weekend, and yeah, I'm still really bad at ending these, but that's okay. Bye.